And this is the astrological forecast for the sign of Taurus for 2025. Unlike most of the other signs of the zodiac, the vast majority of you are going to have a much calmer year than most other people. That's not to say it's going to be an easy year or a good year. The word I'm using is calmer. Where there will be challenges, they're going to be sharp, acute even, but short. So let's start with the little stuff first of all, then we'll look at the challenges, and then we'll look at the positives. So let's start with the minor stuff first of all. Mercury is going to be in Taurus for a total of 17 days in 2025. It's got a brief journey through Taurus, and this will be from the 10th to the 26th of May. It's a quiet one. Venus will be in Taurus for just under 1 month, from the 6th of June through to the 4th of July. Again, not a major big deal. Mars will not be in Taurus in 2025, which will come as a relief to many of you, I suspect. The first half of the year, Jupiter is not going to be affecting Taurus. It's in the next door sign of Gemini, that's why. But around the second week of June, Jupiter transits into Cancer, and then it's going to have a reasonably positive effect on the vast majority of you in the second half of the year. From the 9th of June onwards, Jupiter will sextile the Sun of those of you born from about the 20th of May through to about 20th of April, through to about the 16th of May. And whilst this isn't going to sort of rock your world in any gigantic positive way, it is going to bring a better sense of humour, more optimism on a scale of sort of 5 to 10% to the vast majority of you in the second half of the year. Now, there are a couple of flashpoints and one long-term difficulty. The flashpoints are the new moon and the full moon. And here we come to the planet that's not affecting you, Mars. All will become clear in the next 1 minute. The annual Taurian new moon will be on the 27th of April. And whilst the new moon itself isn't affecting any other planets in the sky, it is just a week after the square from the Sun to both Mars and Pluto. And also it is the day of the Mars-Pluto opposition. Mars has been opposite Pluto on and off since early November 2024, and it's continuing through to late April. And Mars opposite Pluto concludes around the 27th of April, the day of the Taurus new moon. So that Taurus new moon on the 27th of April is likely to have a bit of a dark underbelly about it. Whilst it's not going to affect you directly, it's going to be affecting a lot of people around you who are going to be doing a lot of, either coercive and subversive behaviour, or there's going to be a lot of suspicion, hopefully just caution, maybe suspicion, and it could rub off on you. So my advice to all of you is be cautious around that new moon on the 27th of April and don't get involved in what's happening to people around you. Mars is also very active on the Taurian full moon on the 5th of November. On that date, the 5th of November, it's the day after Mars in the sky moves into Sagittarius and then immediately opposes Uranus. So lots of changes here, lots of sudden, innovative, hopefully exciting and stimulating changes happening. But it's also the full moon in Taurus, which is not necessarily the most flexible full moon of the year. So it's a bit of a paradox, Because on the Taurus new moon, which is normally a great day of starting things, you've got Mars opposite Pluto, which is all about bringing things to an end. And on the Taurus full moon, which is normally about ending things, you've got Mars opposite Uranus, which is all about innovation, novelty, fresh starts, and new beginning. So it's a real paradox here between the pull of and the security and the safety of the old versus the impetus and the magnetism of the new. This is further exacerbated on the challenging side by the fact that Pluto is going to be squaring the sun of all of you born on the 20th, 21st, 22nd of April in a way that could be quite intense, even extreme, possibly compulsive, obsessive, but could also be very transformative and regenerative. Saturn and Neptune are going to be basically leaving you alone in 2025, at least in any type of challenging way. They will both be at the end of Pisces, and certainly as you get into the end of 2025, those of you born around the 15th to the 20th of May, 15th, 16th to the 21st of May, you're going to find that the second half of the year is actually a year of much greater positivity, much more opportunity, and a time where you're going to be able to bring both structure and creativity into your life in a way that's going to help you bend the rules instead of breaking them, but it's also going to help you be creative in a way that's disciplined and focused. Finally, Uranus, which has been with you now for 6.5 years. Uranus is going to leave Taurus on the 7th of July, but then he's going to retrograde back into your lives on the 8th of November. So there's two sets of people being affected here. Uranus is going to hit those people born from, say, the 13th, 14th of May through to about the 17th, 18th of May in the first 4 months of 2025. And this is finishing off the dramas and changes of 2024. And then from May onwards, May, June onwards, Uranus is going to hit those of you born from the 17th to the 20th of May in a way that's then going to continue for the rest of the year, bringing novelty, stimulus, change, and possibly disruption and chaos if you're not able to go with the flow. So all in all, this is a bit of a paradoxical year. Uranus is bringing a lot of change, especially to those of you born at the end of Taurus. Pluto is forcing those of you at the beginning of Taurus to make changes at the psychological level. Saturn and Neptune are aiding those of you born at the end of Taurus. But it's the new moon and the full moon that's the risky points, both around the 27th of April and the 5th of November. Don't take silly chances at that time. Both times are a period of volatility and vulnerability. Thing is, it only lasts for 3 or 4 days. As far as 2025 goes, Taurus, do what you're good at, folks. Have a cautious year of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Have a cautious year.